Hey, what's going on? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a versus video for you guys. And for this versus video, we're actually going to take a look at two actors. I don't think I've ever done a versus video before on this channel for actors, but hey, there's a first for everything, right? So for this video, we're going to talk about two actors, and these are both big action stars that were really big in the 80s. And these two actors are Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I think anyone can pretty much agree that both these guys are legends, and both of them have really left their mark in the world of the action genre. And I think if there was some sort of like Mount Rushmore for action stars or action heroes, I think that a lot of people would have both these guys up on there, understandably so. So obviously both are very huge actors and they've contributed a lot to the action genre. I mean, in my opinion, Stallone is one of the main faces of action. Like, when you think of action movies and you think of, like, the actors that are involved and the characters, like, you think of these actors like Stallone and even Arnold as well. So there's that. I do know which actor I do prefer, but I just have to get this right out of the way. I think both of these guys are great. They're both great at what they do. Both of them have really left us with a lot of great films, a lot of classics, some great entertainment for sure. Now, I will say this. I do prefer Stallone more personally. Like, I seem to agree more with his politics than Arnold, at least based on the things that I've noticed, especially a few years ago when Arnold said something along the lines of, "Screw your freedom." In fact, that might have been what he said, actually. I don't know, but... So I thought that that was really foolish of him to say, but... Yeah, even though I don't agree with some of the stuff that he says, and you're not going to agree with everyone, of course, but, you know, I do like him as an entertainer, as an actor, even though I don't agree with a lot of his takes. But, again, Stallone, I seem to like him more personally. I seem to gravitate more to him personally, and I've just always been a big fan of his, and he seems like a really cool guy as well. So, there is that. Now, when it comes to the actor that I like more as an entertainer and whose movies I prefer, I still got to give the winner to Stallone. Stallone is the winner of this video for me personally. Now, you can disagree with this all you want. That's okay. I do prefer Stallone overall, even with his movies as well. Now, that's not to discredit anything that Arnold has done because, well, again, he's left us a lot of great films as well. Of course, you can't go wrong with Terminator, mainly the first few films, like the first 2 or 3 Terminator movies. And I think anyone can pretty much agree that as each Terminator film came out, it seemed to be a step down from the last. I mean, I think anyone could pretty much agree that the first few films are better than the last few films, so there's that. And Terminator is probably one of his biggest franchises, but of course he's well known for other films as well, like Commando and Last Action Hero, and I think Running Man as well. So, yeah, he's definitely left us a lot of classics. I know he's definitely slowed down over the years, but, you know, according to him, action heroes don't die. So there's that. But yeah, I do like Arnold's movies overall. I do think that he's well deserving of being one of the main faces of action, for sure. Now, as for Stallone, again, I do prefer his movies, and maybe that's because I'm just, you know, more familiar with him, and I kind of grew up liking the Rambo films, and of course Rambo is one of his best franchises and one of his most well-known franchises, and I would honestly say that Rambo is one of my all-time favorite film franchises. Even though I would say that, like, I prefer them not to make any more Rambo films. I don't know if they will, but I just wanted to point that out there because, you know, I'd be okay with them not making any more if Last Blood really is the last one. I mean, I take it it's the last one because it's called Last Blood, but who knows? You never know today, right? But of course, you can't go wrong with those first 3 Rambo films. First Blood, I think, is honestly one of the best action films of all time. As for Rambo 4, I like it, but I don't love it. I do think it is honestly the weakest among the Rambo movies. But I did like all the Rambo films, even Last Blood, which I know that some people don't like. I seem to like that movie more than a lot of people do. I do like Last Blood personally. Not as good as the classics, of course, but still very good in my opinion. And you had other movies of his, of course, like Demolition Man, which Wesley Snipes stars in that as well. And you had a recent film of his called Samaritan, which I did like. I wouldn't say that I loved it, but I did like it for what it was. And of course, Rocky. I mean, Rocky, like with Rambo, is another one of his biggest franchises. I mean, I do like the Rocky films. Rocky 5 is probably my least favorite among the Rocky films, but even with that, I still like that film, so I don't think there ever has been a bad Rocky film, to be quite honest with you. And of course, he was in The Expendables along with Arnold, so there is that as well. I'm trying to think what else he was in. I mean, I can go down a list of Stallone movies, but, you know, I know he was in Cliffhanger as well, so that's another one right there. So, yeah, Stallone, it's got to be Stallone for the winner of this video. I respect him more as an actor, as a person, and look, I want to put my bias aside, you know, towards, like, beliefs, you know. That's something that I feel like a lot of people don't know how to do, is, like, put an actor or celebrity's beliefs aside and look at the art for what it is. Some people know how to do this, but I get that some people don't. But even putting that aside, I still do overall prefer Stallone. So, Stallone overall, I do like more than Arnold personally. But again, Arnold, he's definitely left us a lot of good stuff as well. So, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong for sure. And I do want to look more into Arnold's films as well, because I do get that I'm not familiar with everything that he's done. So, yeah, but I got to give it to Stallone for this video. So, let me know what you think. Which actor do you prefer overall, Stallone or Arnold? Feel free to let me know. And which movies do you prefer? Feel free to let me know that as well. So on that note, thanks for watching. Have a good one.